right, everyone. How's everyone doing? Everyone's doing great. I'm going to get started pretty early, as opposed to usually wait a bit longer for the music. But I want to get this done because I know a lot of people are excited to go watch DSP Politics. So that's why I started a little early, and why I'm going to try and get done within 2 hours so that you guys can get that opportunity. Because I know you're all very excited for it. I heard that he had been a complete basket case today, yelling at people, screaming at him. I'm sure that's a lot of fun. I'll cover that tomorrow when I do my restream. But I saw a lot of the thumbnails and headlines for videos, which cracked me up. You know, apparently he wasn't a big fan of the people saying that eating is not a reward for them, which I don't understand how he can think it's a reward for anyone. It's objectively not. Watching you eat food doesn't mean anything to me. I don't even get some. Or he gives you nothing. Like, he doesn't even give you a coupon to the place that he just ate at. Doesn't do shit for you. Anyway. Hey, how's it going? DSP's wife's boyfriend. Are you excited for DS Politics as well? So before we get into Black DSP's baby mama drama, we have some more racism. So here we go. This is called LowTierGod's says all black people serve no purpose on the planet. There's something going on with lolcows this year. DSP and LTG both have ramped up their insanity meter quite a bit. DSP's approaching real life psychosis, and Dale has become so increasingly bitter and negative towards black people. He was always not a fan of them, but now he's pretty much fully on the side of wiping them out, I guess. So, I guess his politics are getting more and more extreme. And Phil inspired System Shock too. He did. He inspired inspiring.
So Dr. Umar says, I don't feel like mocking him. I'm going to just read it regular.
As opposed to what?
He said, I don't feel like reading it in his voice today. So, all right.
Yeah. LTG does some pretty good voice acting.
I'm still trying to fully get my voice back, so cut me some slack.
Exactly. I'm not planning on watching DSP's political show. It gives me a free day off, I suppose, from restreaming them. What's going on, Dale? What are we looking at? Are we harassing women on Twitter again?
Negroes are actually crying over a woman who had no plans to do anything.
Need some water, buddy?
Really? You lost nothing?
Goodness gracious.
Kamala Harris, and you gained nothing with Trump. She was going to transfer all your civil rights gains and resources to anti-black people of color, and he's simply
sounds like LTG.
And he's simply going to roll them back. This election was neither win or loss for Negroes. Wake up, organize, and save yourselves. Stop depending on white people to save you. You hypocrites are crying now, but you'll be wasting all of your money in MAGA-owned superstores with racist European designer brands shopping for Christmas in just a few weeks. Stop the cap.
Okay.
I was disgusted watching you Negroes attack each other over two white candidates of whom had a black...
That's not what it says. It says over two candidates.
Black agenda.
Where did the... Okay.
The red Republican Party plantation slaves are no better than the blue white slaves. Donald Trump couldn't care less about black folk.
It doesn't say white. What do you say? Dale. Man, someone needs to sign this guy up for an adult literacy class. Continue.
You will see soon enough what he's all about. We shouldn't have voted at all. 50 million of us should have held our votes in defiance until either party...
Yeah, Banana Jones found the other email address of Darks Fidel.
We need to feel like we're Americans. We need to assure ourselves that...
Yeah, it's true, Sandman. I'm sorry.
We matter to these people. So without
How's it going, Irie?
So withholding the vote was never an option. Now we're going to suffer. Not because Kamala lost, but due to our refusal to make anyone respect the black vote. I mean, he's kind of right about...
So how is Dale going to respond to this? This guy made a... Well, it's not really up for me to agree or disagree. He made his statement. he made a pretty organized and clean statement. He uh, isn't really attacking black people. Not really. He's merely saying you need to refocus your priorities. So if Black DSP here says that this guy is attacking black people, that's not entirely true. So I'm sure Dale is going to come with that message instead.
This part, like I told you guys before, I feel like blacks.
Oh,
I mean, there's nothing you can really give us. So there's really the black vote is just used for numbers. Like it's not like we're going to get anything or they could really give us anything. So it's like, we're not a majority, we're a minority.
I feel like that can't possibly be true. You're telling me there's not a single thing, not a single policy change. I don't know, Dale. That speaks more to your lack of understanding and imagination than anything, I think.
I mean,
Let's go.
I mean, come on. Like, blacks, let's be real. What do we really offer to society?
Good job, Banana Jones.
What? You really think about it.
What do blacks offer to society?
Basketball, football, and comedy. Maybe some good actors. Outside of entertainment.
Even if that's true, that's all black people were, shouldn't that be enough? Shouldn't that be enough to be respected, Dale? Isn't that enough of a contribution to society? That's far more than zero contribution to society. Now, again, that's incorrect. That's not all black people are contributing in those fields. That's phenomenally stupid. But even if he were correct, he's still wrong. Fantastic. Continue, Dale.
Blacks, we don't really offer nothing else.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, you could throw in, music.
Yeah, there you go, Fear Monarch.
The only thing blacks offer to this verse is entertainment. That's it. Security? That's fucked up. This nigga says security. You see what I'm talking about?
What was that supposed to mean?
That's fucked up. Yeah, but I mean, we really don't. We don't have no distinct language we all speak. We don't have no culture. Everything is a soul food plate with yams, collard greens, whatever ribs we.
I guess I'm not really understanding. Yeah, Booker T. Washington or George Washington Carver, the dude who invented the Super Soaker. You know, there's all kinds of, well, I would say Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I don't like that dude. That dude is what I was talking about that one time not long ago, about how no one kills the joy of science fiction quite like scientists. I don't need Neil deGrasse Tyson over there saying, well, actually, lasers wouldn't work like that. Shut up, it's cool, all right? If I want to hear a lame ass tell me that a laser isn't cool, I'll consult you, Neil. But yeah, he completely skips all that. Well, it's because Dale doesn't know anybody. It's kind of ironic, but Dale is a reason why Black History Month should exist. Because Black History Month is supposed to be bringing about awareness of historical black figures, both living and dead. Dale knows none. So there you go. You basically just made a good argument for it, Dale.
We could sell.
How's it going, Sly Raccoon?
We could sugar up.
Oh, there you go. There's the black contributions to society. Food and Kool-Aid.
There's nothing of value we really offer to society outside of entertainment. To be honest.
But then I also don't... I'm going back to what I said earlier. Even if that's true, how is that not enough? You know, because fashion, music, television, movies, a lot of this stuff has a lot of black influence. So for Dale to just say none of that matters is truly shocking to me. It should matter. It should matter like crazy. I don't know if you guys have heard. But Scary Movie is going to have a reboot with the Wayans brothers. I am extremely excited because that's when those movies sucked. Is when they got rid of all the black dudes. Shit's trash. It's trash. I don't like watching any of the newer ones. So I guess Dale would say that's pathetic, that's what makes them special. No, it makes it glorious that they're good at that. But Dale just dismisses all that and not even considering people who exist outside those fields. And I don't quite understand what he's talking about with there's no culture or whatever, there's no language. What are you talking about? Are you saying that white people have a sort of language, a sort of meta language? Well, yeah, they do, because every group has a sort of meta language. Hispanics have a meta language. Different communities of Asians have different meta languages. I don't exactly know what he's talking about because he's categorically wrong. Okay, continue.
As fucked up as that sounds, it's just like, I really can't think of anything blacks offer to society outside of entertainment.
Yeah, Master Rankins, I'm looking forward to it. Now, there's a textbook I'm going to buy at full price.
Unless some of you niggas
Honest
can
question,
help
does
me
anyone
out.
born after the 1990s even know about the Super Soaker? Not really. All right, you got me. That's true, Avalanche. If Dale were white, he'd probably
I said entertainment. That's
whine
a part
about
of
whites
music.
too. He's just a miserable dude. Yeah, and
I said outside of entertainment.
if he
what
wasn't
do blacks
accepted by
offer to
Hispanic
society?
communities, he would have hated them.
What I'm doing right here on stream is entertainment.
On May
If
1st,
I wasn't
Black
doing entertainment, me as a black person, what would I have to offer to society? Not a fucking thing.
That just kind of sounds like depression to me. I don't know. Something about that last sentence sound like this dude actually needs therapy. You seriously feel so valueless? Now, hold on a second. Dale, you're right. You are right. You have nothing to offer society because you're you. It doesn't have anything to do with your skin color. So you're right about that. But the part about, just not having anything to offer because I wouldn't be an entertainer, that's just not true. And also he thinks of things on a macro level. Why can't you just offer something to your loved ones? Why can't you just be meaningful to the people you care about, or to smaller communities? You want to stand out in your church, or be meaningful in your church, or be meaningful at your local Magic the Gathering establishment. Dale thinks that unless you're super famous, you might as well not even exist, which I don't understand how you could have that mindset, because how many people on the planet are actually famous? Fairly few. So everyone else should just die? I guess so. He's admitting he's a lolcow. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, an LOLcow. Yeah, that's correct.
CDLs, my point exactly. Astrophysics, we don't even excel in anything academically.
What?
Outside of sports, what do blacks excel in?
The way you phrase that question, Dale, sounds racist. What do blacks excel at? Like they have a stat sheet or something? It's not Skyrim, Dale. It's not like you pick a race and you get certain stat bonuses or whatever. That's moronic. There's all kinds of people in all kinds of different fields. Why don't you Google it? Instead of Googling, why did aliens build the pyramids? Why don't you Google famous blacks, or you don't even have to do famous because that's the illusion. Black scientists in the field of robotics. Black scientists in the fields of entomology. Which one's the bug ones? The bug ones. You can't do it. Can't Google that. I'll just assume that there's zero.
On an academic basis.
Yeah, take care of your daughter. Exactly. What is he going to offer her phenomenal? How's it going, Josuke?
This nigga said Neil deGrasse. You're naming one black.
But there's more. But you're the one who said there was none.
For every Neil deGrasse, there's 100,000 Asians just like it.
Just like it? Okay, I'm going to let that, I don't know.
And there's only,
I don't know about that.
One Neil deGrasse, which is why there's Neil deGrasse.
Yeah, there's one black scientist who's willing to get up there and embarrass himself.
Look how
Yeah.
long ago Malcolm X was born. Like, you're talking about the type of blacks that aren't even bred anymore. Those type of blacks aren't even born anymore. They don't.
What exactly made Malcolm X's birth different from any other person's birth? Was it kind of like you know what it was? It was like Metal Gear Solid. See, they got the warrior genes together and the BBC genes together, and they made some sort of like chemical cocktail and made super babies. And one of them was Malcolm X. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. We can't use genome projects to create Malcolm X anymore. You sound like a retard, Dale. Is this why he doesn't want to take care of his daughter because he's black and doesn't have? Oh my god!
Candace Owens, you see what they did?
I do not condone that statement.
They fucking fired her and fucking demonetized her on YouTube.
That's new lore, by the way. Malcolm X was part of the
Denzel
scientific
does
project.
Entertainment for a living. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Clearly he doesn't know who Tom Sowell is.
Doing entertainment, I don't see what we offer to society. The most popular blacks do entertainment. We're all the most popular and most successful blacks.
But that's true of any ethnicity. The most popular white people are actors. Do you know any famous white scientists? Not really, and that's only because famous scientist is kind of an oxymoron. I mean, you got Bill Nye, but again, you got one Neil deGrasse Tyson. How many other scientists do you know that are white? How many scientists do you know that are Asian? He's watching TV and confused why there aren't a bunch of scientists on TV all the time. Because it's all entertainment on TV. It's all entertainment there. You know, you're not going to find famous white paleontologists on TV. It's just not a thing. And Dale, of course, Dale really struggles, and I think it's kind of just a locale thing, because he really struggles with sampling problems. This guy, people like Dale show the importance of taking statistics classes. If you haven't taken a statistics class, well, I'm not going to assume you're in college still, but whichever, honestly, read up on it. It's a very important field to know how it works, because otherwise you get jackasses like Dale. Dale doesn't understand sampling errors. He watches TV, doesn't see a scientist that's black, and says, "Nope, it's no black scientist. Check that out. I watched the entire TV, didn't see a single one." Well, yeah, that's a sampling issue. They're not going to throw them on TV, jackass.
Or it's all through entertainment.
Ralph Lundgren, both an engineer and scientist, has outranks Bill Nye and has that. Yeah. Dolph Lundgren kicks ass.
Intellectualism. Whose fault is that?
But it is the unthinkable, Little Shadow.
So blacks are just supposed to be...
Oh, black. Bill Nye is an engineer. Drivers. Okay. But he was the science guy. He did teach people about science.
Point exactly. The fact that you niggas...
Did you guys know that inertia is a property of matter?
My fucking point exactly. Outside of entertainment, there ain't nothing else we have to offer.
Oh, fantastic.
So how do we hold a black vote hostage when we don't even have nothing to offer?
Okay. Thank you, Dale. Thank you for your insights.
Door dashers.
Oh, barbers, yeah. DSP loves them.
Nigga. Latinos are beating black barbers now. White guys are cutting black hair better than niggas. Latinos are cutting black hair better than niggas. So what?
Again, that's a sampling issue. It doesn't matter, Dale. You're stupid and wrong. That's the long and the short of it.
NASA astronaut Victor Glover. How many blacks are astronauts?
No, another thing, Dale, is that his argument comes from what do they have to offer, so why does their vote matter? Well, there's tons of people who, on a personal basis, don't really have a lot to offer society. And not because I'm looking down on them, but like just generally, what are they going to do besides operate inside their own community? But that's not a bad thing. And furthermore, they're not denied their agency because of it. They're not denied a voice in government about it. They're not denied a say in the matter because of it. So Dale again goes to his weird sort of belief that unless you directly matter, you shouldn't exist. Or at the very least, you shouldn't exist on paper or shouldn't exist in a form of representation. So again, we're going to another degree of even if Dale is right, he's still wrong.
Astronauts, bro, you're naming like 0.1 percenters.
Well, how many astronauts exist? It's that kind of ratio anyway. Oh my goodness.
Like on some real shit. As a black person, I'm asking right now, what does the average black offer society?
They offer their brain, whatever they train it to be.
We're not bilingual.
Black people just don't have the capacity to speak multiple languages.
We can't even beat an immigrant, bro. We're not even bilingual.
Dude, Does he think that you just get born with these abilities? And that's, oh my goodness. Dale, you are so stupid. It blows me away, man. Yeah, exactly, Avalanche. That's why you have to be careful with that logic.
It's not a black thing. Most people of all races don't lead crazy, successful lives.
That's true. That's true.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yes, then you're not listening to what he's saying.
I'm saying is, what do blacks offer to society?
I feel like that
As a
already
whole.
is the wrong question.
That's
They
the question.
offered us gout. Oh, man. I agree, like Bracket. This would be pretty good.
Entertainment.
At least LTG would stop DSP from
That's
being
about
too
it.
stupid in wrong
Outside
directions.
of that, what about it? Was a 20-year-old Zach offer the possibility of being your licensed realtor? I mean, sky's the limit for somebody 20 and white. A nigga that's 20 and black probably want locks. And we're
So, okay, well, I just interrupted in some racism. Dale, you're not making a whole lot of sense to me because you seem to be lamenting, I'm using Dale's perspective here, that black people are inherently worthless. That seems to be your lamentation, or rather your observation. But then, instead of ever uplifting black people, you always put them down. You always want them to be at that position of worthless. So how the hell is this guy going to have any sort of say in the matter? How is the guy who gets on stream every day saying black people are worthless going to lament that black people don't have the opportunities that white people have? You hate them, Dale. You hate them. So how are you going to try and use the avenue of sympathy? Doesn't. You're incongruent, Dale.
worried about swag. Somebody that's 20 and white might be on the verge of being a lawyer that helps young thug.
Yes, exactly, Lackbreak. He's not racist according to him. His stupidity supports his own viewpoints. Yeah, he's definitely a politically minded individual in that regard, I suppose. That's the good ending. Dale and Phil shook hands during an interview. Both started clapping.
Sneaker flipping.
I think they would get along with that.
Engineering and law of the highest black Americans. Yeah, it's a lot of black police chiefs and shit like that.
Isn't that offering something to society?
I'm talking about the average, bro.
Well, you can't talk about the average and then...
Never mind.
Continue. You're so annoying, Dale. This dude is sad. He's just so pathetic, man.
Niggas got chairs outside all day.
But let me ask this. Dale, why is that bad? Why is it bad to sit out in your chair and hang out with people? Because they're not out being famous and popular? Well, I don't know if you know this, but most people who are not super famous and accomplished, they spend a lot of time kicking it. White people kick it, Mexican people kick it, Native Americans kick it, Asians kick it. Everyone kicks it. Everyone's relaxing. So why do you have an issue with black people kicking it? Oh, because they're not putting in work, they're not doing stuff. Okay, well, how many people are ever putting in work, at any given point in the day? There's usually 8 hours of the day you're putting in work. The other 16 hours, you're either sleeping or kicking it or doing stuff you need to do. But for Dale, that's not acceptable. All right. I liked Will Smith. His recent stuff where he's fallen apart has been rather rough, though.
What?
I'm kicking it right now, exactly.
Essays kicking it outside.
What? They kick it inside.
White guys kicking it outside.
Because they're kicking inside.
Never see Indian niggas kicking it outside.
They're kicking it inside.
Asian niggas kicking it outside.
Oh my God.
But when I drive past certain ghetto parks, I always see niggas with their chairs outside reminiscing all day. Niggas love to be on porches.
Is that it, Dale? It's just a matter of venue. Do you want black people to kick it inside? That way you don't see them. It reminds me of this racist dude I knew. And he would say stuff about Mexicans. He would say, Mexicans are so lazy. Every time I drive by the bodegas, they're always hanging out outside the bodegas. And then my question to him was always, well, yeah, that's where they're going to hang out. Do you drive around the entire county assessing where all the Mexicans are? You know, some of them are hanging out inside, some of them are working. You just happen to drive past a bodega, see Mexicans, and say, that's where they'll hang out. Again, it's a sampling size issue. And because you're hanging out in public, that's the issue. I don't talk to this dude anymore. He's a piece of shit. He's kind of like Dale, except he wasn't Mexican.
Plenty of Latinos outside.
Yeah.
Hang outside doing what?
It doesn't matter.
Flipping corn and popsicles and tacos and shit.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't see any type of Hispanics kicking it outside. I really don't. I only see niggas kicking outside.
All right, Dale, you kind of circled back to being funny with your racism. You know, when Mexicans are outside, it's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like vampires in a way. You know, vampires can't really be out during the sun. They die. They disintegrate. Mexicans, when they go outside, they have to be selling tacos. Otherwise, they'll just disintegrate. I understand. Of course, I love Mexican food.
And that was my foot on the chair.
You're retarded.
Maybe outside. All right. Probably the black influenced ones.
Oh God, we gotta get to the baby mama stuff. I'm so done with this dude right now. Can we see the cat? Bring the cat up here. What does he think about this? That is a cute little cat, though. Look at him just play around and horse
Black
around.
barbers give crispy fades. Please, they be lazy as fuck.
Oh, nice. This cat's just dorking.
I remember when I used to get my hair cut, and I remember I seen some old pictures yesterday, and it really showed me how fucked up my cuts was the whole time that I was getting my hair cut by a black barber. I was like, damn, this nigga had my shit.
I don't want to, Crafty Corn fan. I don't want to watch it. Well, I'm Mexican, the human centipede. Of course.
I just said essay for fun, bro. I didn't.
Yeah, it does.
It is like a wide scale thing.
No, Dale, don't worry about it. I will say I wasn't bothered by that because it's cool. But I can't speak on behalf of. What the hell is this?
D29.
Oh, this is about.
Is 18, and to endlessly hide with it.
Okay, so I added this because there's LowTierGod daughter leak, domestic violence, more than one 17-year-old. I don't know who this person is. I just added it based on the thumbnail. What is all this? Is this her avatar she uses? The character from
Illustrated God is ill
Dale,
person.
I'm trying to see
Example.
Yeah, this is the character from Bully, isn't it? The weird teacher lady who gave off very inappropriate sexual vibes to the main character. Why do you have her as your character avatar? Anyway, I'll try not to think about it too much. All right, so we're gonna get to the baby mama drama. Do you know any Spanish words? No, it's kind of something I'm a little pissed off about. My dad, that's where my Mexican side is. He really enjoyed having the gossip amongst the family, and so he kind of refused to teach me Spanish because he wanted to be able to continue gossiping with the family and not letting the kids hear the gossip. So the fun little epilogue of that all is that I don't know how to speak Spanish, and he no longer speaks to that side of his family. So cool, big ups. Now I know what you're saying. You could say, well, you could learn Spanish right now, which is absolutely true. I could learn it right now, but I feel like it's bullshit that my dad, who knew Spanish, kept it from me. That's wrong. It's one of those things. It will factor into the nursing home selection. I'm just saying.
No, it has nothing to do with calcium.
I understand that, Zacharias. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, here's the video that these the baby mama spoke out on this video here. And this is the weird thing, is that I cannot find it anywhere here because this is the video itself. Worst Twitch predator no one's talking about. And I cannot find these comment threads. So either they took them down or I don't know. I don't have an answer for it. Don't know why they're gone. But yeah, so these were the comments from the baby mama. We first started talking, he wasn't hateful. It was a relatively normal relationship, at least on my end. Was my pregnancy the catalyst to his ascent into hateful ideologies? I hope not. I don't think it was just one specific event. Maybe more an accumulation of unhealed trauma. Yeah, they picked on him. We all have some degree of trauma in our lives. His may still need to find some peace. Well, keep hoping. Love is a strong word. Not sure where you got that, but info, but that ain't it. I don't think anything that I say will make a difference. He will always deny. People that don't believe will still not believe, even with proof. She looks just like him. I can confirm. I have seen his daughter. It looks like Dale. It's kind of sad because I have Dale's face imprinted in my mind with clown mode. I see this little girl who's completely innocent, and I just think, man, she looks like a complete idiot because she looks just like her dad. Yes, DSB's wife's boyfriend. Yeah, I've done a lore video on Dale's origins. Also on my sister channel, the Internet Asylum, we did a stream on Dale's early childhood, and it's pretty bad.
I just wanted to start.
I'm half Mexican humans to me.
My personal question is,
okay, so I wanted to watch it from the source because this was a mirror of it, and I appreciate High Calcium God for showing us these screenshots because I couldn't find them. So we're gonna go to the original source of the interview, and this is with Tales of Dale. Tales of Dale interviews LowTierGod's baby mother exclusive full interview. Oh boy. It is Avalanche.
Starting the car right now, y'all.
Nobody knows me here IRL. None of you know any actual real facts about me.
Yeah, go ahead, Leon.
My favorite little factoid about Dale's cats is that he said, I wish I could find it. Damn it, I really wish. I've got my first genie wish. My first lolcow genie wish. Genie, please make it so that there is a database of all Dale content and have a pig go for Dale. Because there is this pretty funny quote one time where he said about his cats. And he's looking over at them and he's kind of scratching his chin. And he says, you know what? I think my cats are gay. And, you know, people ask, and I said, what the hell are you talking about? He says, because they're always licking on each other.
Hello, hold on. Let me turn this music off.
You're not familiar with cats,
Turn it
Dale?
up a little bit. All right. Say something for me again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
All right, let's do it.
Perfectly now.
Cool.
How are you?
Good. How are
Good,
you?
that's wonderful. I'm doing good. Can't complain. Nice to have you here. I'm so.
Oh, that's from,
glad that
what
you
was it?
agreed to do this.
The Beef Show. Mr. Meat or whatever it's called.
Absolutely. I don't know if you
Okay,
need.
you can show your
Oh, yeah.
tattoos.
Oh, yeah, that's
fine.
her.
That's perfectly fine.
That's her.
Okay.
So
She had a
Perfect.
similar sleeve thing on the pictures of
So
her.
to start this interview off, glad that you're doing good.
Thank you for that clarification, Meth Bear. I appreciate it.
I'm
Meth Bear is a true hero in all this.
I realized from your name.
Tales a deal.
Oh, yeah,
So,
she's a fan.
Yeah, I just wanted to start off with my personal question is I want to know how you met him, where you met him, and like the whole dynamic.
Yeah,
of
let's
the
hear it. I want to hear the
relationship.
origin
So
story. I want to hear
basically,
Dale's
a
Riz.
short summary of the timeline of you guys' whole
No, not short.
relationship and everything.
All of it.
Okay. Dates. I don't have exact dates,
I mean,
but
you don't need to give me
Turn this
dates,
off.
Just like
Turn that off.
a
Just for
summary
this.
of just the dynamics of the relationship. Like how was
Okay.
he when you guys were together? What led
That's
to
cool,
the
Meth Bear.
eventual split and things of that.
And you're
nature.
like that.
oh, you may have to guide me a little bit.
You're like that shinobi kind of
okay, let me
intelligence
start
gatherer,
from-
dude.
Because I can ramble.
Okay,
and I've said
let's hear it.
this a million times. But okay, from the beginning, I did actually meet him. Like I met him and I talked to him at a party, but
Okay.
it was small. There was just a couple people there. It's,
Okay.
not a big thing.
Not an opportunity to rog out.
And
Okay. How's it going, Armored
he's
Zero?
nice.
I'm doing
I
good.
don't really remember what we talked about, but
I hope
then
you get to
later,
feel
I
better.
don't know how long after that, he actually DM'd me through Facebook.
Oh
and
yeah.
I like video games, but I don't play them. Like I'm not in the community. I'm not in the gaming world. I just play them. You know, just
You're not gonna tell me that this dude used gaming to speak to a woman like this or to get with a woman like this. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm saying Dale has said that is wrong. What? All right, continue,
for
Dale.
recreational.
I mean, not Dale.
So I love the game Borderlands, and I had posted something like on my timeline about
Borderlands.
and he slid into my DMs and we started talking about that. So that's how our actual relationship started.
I want to see these. Please show us the screenshots. You're bound to still have them unless he blocked you. Well, he probably did. He did probably block her on Facebook. But I want to see him trying to talk about Borderlands. He doesn't know shit about Borderlands. He would just say it's corny, it's goofy, it's a squeegee game for nerds. Let's talk about Street Fighter.
And that actually makes a lot of sense. That it would start over something like video games. So yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense, and it proves your validity.
You got this. Third time, fourth time.
I mean, I'm sorry, I can't
validity
pronounce the word right now.
That's okay.
The validation of your identity.
Okay.
I'll just say
that. Me too, like.
Okay, so we know how you guys met. Now, can you tell me a little bit about like how long exactly were you guys talking, and how long before you guys got serious, if you did get serious?
It never got real serious. We never spoke about like getting married for sure. Okay. But it was just like dating and like hanging out with each other.
Oh, nice.
Getting to know each other, talking and stuff like that. Our relationship pretty much lasted for like 6 months.
Oh,
maybe 7 months.
It's longer than I would
think.
think.
It was 8 months. I think at one point I said 6 to 8 months, but I don't think it was 8 months because when I found out I was pregnant, it was the beginning of September.
Ooh.
And I believe in March we really started talking. March, April, May, June, July. August,
see.
September. So yeah, about like 6 months.
Yeah, as soon as that pregnancy kicked in, he was out of there, eh?
Yeah, we were never like serious. It was just, getting to know each other. It was very, short.
How did he treat you personally, like throughout the relationship?
A lot of rogging.
Were there any moments in a relationship where like
a lot of God doing controller throwing?
Had any hints of like who he might actually be, like, as far as him being an asshole and all that?
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, what were the red flags?
If I've a couple being in relationships throughout your life, like you kind of realize, what's normal, what's not normal in a relationship.
Yeah, and
I don't know. I didn't feel like
it's definitely a mirror, like Bracky.
And even if he got upset more quickly with things, I probably just joked about it because I'm not really that serious of a person. Well, at least back in the day I wasn't. So, I've always been like a jokester and like just fun.
LTGH jokes.
Fun, but
no, none of that.
Yeah, I don't know if there was ever like a one point in time where I was just like, oh, this guy's different.
Okay.
That's a polite way to say it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this dude's a total rog.
It would be times where he would get angrier than usual.
Yeah, let's hear about that.
Well, when I told him I was pregnant, things changed.
Mm-hmm.
How so?
So,
yeah, he's hesitating here. What is it? He started flipping out, saying that it was
I don't know how to answer that.
Brain dead derp shit.
It was just different. Things were a little bit more kind of light throughout when we were getting to know each other. But once I was pregnant and I told him, it got serious.
Did he ever ask you to get an abortion?
I don't want to answer that. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. I understand.
Well, because she's not going to answer, I guess I can speculate and still respect that she doesn't answer. So I can't confirm or deny anything. That would be super irresponsible. But knowing LTG, I think so. I think he definitely did. I think that LTG, when he talks to people in person, he's a little bit more evasive about how he talks about things. So I'm willing to bet that what happened was that he didn't outright tell her to do it, but he was very clearly implying to her to do it. That would be my guess. And yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so from the other interview, I heard that you didn't put him on child support.
Yeah, I
right
think so. I
away,
remember too.
correct?
Yeah, the first time was in, I don't know the exact date, 2023, last year
Ah,
is
dang
the
it,
first
Blackie
time I
Bracky.
put him on child support.
Okay, so were there any conversations prior to that may have like strayed you away from putting him on child support, or was it more so that you didn't want to deal with all like the hassle and drama that came with it?
That's a good question.
Because of where I felt with him and like where our communication was, I didn't feel like it was healthy. He didn't want to sign the birth certificate. I've already said
Oof.
this somewhere to someone, so it's out there, but he didn't want to sign the birth certificate. So at that point, um, I just felt like I'm not going to chase after something when it's just more stress. Like it was this, the whole situation was a little bit stressful. Um,
And this sounds really sad. It's sometimes easy for me to forget how these locales, the people that they hurt, are truly hurt by the things that they've done. You know, we think about people like in their chat and whatnot, these rather faceless, nameless individuals that they scream at and yell at and throw around, throw out of their chat and whatnot, threaten to have them be, you know, booty busted by LTG rocks and all that. But then you've got people like her, you've got people like John and Howard who have something more personal with these people, with these clowns, these buffoons to us. And it's easy to forget that the people that they affected were truly hurt by these behaviors. And it's for this reason right here, listening to her, why it is that I really hope that no one ever tries to get a hold of Leanna. Because despite how much shit Leanna got from the detractors and how much shit she deserved to get, she is consumed with regret for having been associated with DSP. And she knows that there are going to be some detractors who will let that slide, and there will be some detractors who will give her shit about it anyway. And for that reason, she wants nothing to do with any of this. And I think that's something that people should be able to respect. And I'm very glad that it has been respected. I'm glad that people haven't tried to chase her down and try and find out, her pattern so they could bump into her and talk to her about it. I'm glad that's never really happened. Because you can hear it already in her voice, how this is a very painful subject for her to discuss. Because the way she's speaking, it's kind of coded, but it's not really that coded because you know who Dale is. You know how he is. Even outside of the camera, we know who he is. Because one of the most infamous clips that exists of Dale is when he is having an argument with Elena. And he thinks the mic is muted or he thinks he can't be heard. And he is just beating the shit out of her verbally. Just laying into her, calling her names, calling her stupid in so many ways. And so we know what Dale would be like if he thinks no one's watching and he's angry. So I'm sure she got some dose of it. I'm sure she got some of the radioactive power that is LTG. And so when she's saying this and she's saying like I didn't want to be bothered with it, I feel like that really speaks to something. That speaks to how much she did not want him to be part of their life either. So it's kind of a mutually assured distance between these two. Neither of them wanted anything to do with the other. And I guess it's for the best, and it all worked out all right. But it's still really sad.
relatively.
Like Bracky, please.
But I didn't want to chase after someone
Yeah, Meth
because
Bear.
I knew that I
He
could
couldn't
give
run from it
her
forever.
like a
Signed
community
eventually.
with my family and support and love, especially with how I knew he was. I didn't want to push that anymore. So I always left the door open. I've never not said no for him to meet her. There's never been a time where I said, no, you can't. I've always left that door open, and I've always made it clear the only thing I want from you is your time. And that's to give to your daughter.
Yeah,
So
he couldn't give that.
if
He's
I'm
too busy
rambling,
yelling
I'm
at
gonna
people on Street
ramble. I
Fighter.
know I am. Okay.
No,
Guide
that's
me.
fine. This is a really good interview. So you said that you wanted to give her a community because you knew how he was. Can you go into more detail about that?
Thank you,
Like,
Spurs
was
fan.
there anything that he might have said or done that kind of like solidified it for you? Like, oh, okay, well, my daughter would be maybe would be better off without him.
Yeah, that's a good question. I want to know too.
There may have been one moment. There may have been few, but one for sure. But I don't want to get into it because sensitivity.
All right.
But yeah,
Well, I can't even imagine what that event would be, but for the exact opposite reason. He's had so many rants where he's basically said women should be rounded up and executed. He's had so many rants where he says black people should just be rounded up and executed. So I can imagine that there's millions of opportunities that Dale went on some rant about women or black people, and that was the catalyst for her saying, yeah, I don't want to associate with that anymore. And he's had so many rants about specifically her, or at least specifically the circumstances of her, such as like, you know, if you're with some chick and you're booty busting and you're back shot and it's just casual sex, blah, 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 why should I have to be responsible for the child? Yeah, I'm sure she heard about that. You know, I'm sure it got to her in some sort of way.
definitely.
Okay, did
And
you have you okay, sorry to
ramble.
interrupt you.
Nope,
Have you
I
ever
was gonna
gotten
ramble.
have you ever gotten a DNA test? Like has he agreed
Exactly,
to
Sir
a DNA
Cross.
test?
It's not necessary.
No, we've never done a DNA test. If the court required it, sure, let's do it. But
Right.
the court never said, hey, you know,
Yeah,
he's
exactly, Zacharias.
I think if he like when you're served
Again, I want to stress this. A DNA test is utterly unnecessary. You know how they have it on Maury all the time, where they say, you know, the mom says it looks just like him. The baby looks just like him. Looks just like the baby. Most of the time when I'm watching that, I'm scratching my head and saying, are you sure about that? And that's only because I don't really think babies look like anything. They're just kind of these pudgy little homunculi. They don't really have any distinguishing features. They just look like babies to me. So, you know, whenever I'm watching that, I'm like, I'm sorry. That's not really a good argument to use on me because they're all babies. But with Dale's child, it looks exactly like him. She has the same eyebrows. She has the same eyes. She has kind of the same chin. Unnecessary. Completely unnecessary.
child support papers, I think you can actually I'm not for sure, so please forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think you can actually like contest it and be like, oh, I'm not the child's father, and then they'll require us to do a DNA test.
It's true for
But that
law.
was never done. You know,
And he never asked for one personally.
Never.
if he did, he never followed through with it.
Okay.
I mean, I would be willing. I know what I know. I know for sure. So I don't need a DNA test. But if you wanted one, sure, that's fine. I don't care.
But
no,
he's never
there was never one done.
Because he knows.
That's good. That's good to know. Another question.
Exactly, Void.
Okay,
It's
so I
messed
know
up.
you've been like kind of like in the shadows for a long time. I want to know what it is exactly about this whole like what's been going on recently, or what certain event that has happened recently that made you want to come out and speak.
I would love to talk to this woman.
Well, I wasn't really in the shadows.
What would your guys' question? You get one question. What's your question to her? Damn it, my question's dark though. My question would be, does she ever ask about her father? And I guess a follow-up question would be, what do you tell her about him? Because she has to lie about it. She has to lie in some sort of way about what her... Or maybe she just really tells her the truth and says, your father was a truly unhealthy man who is dealing with some very serious mental health issues and doesn't feel like he needs help. And for that reason, he's a very dangerous individual. And I would appreciate it if you did not try and look into him for your safety or something like that. Like, shit, that would be depressing, man. That shit would be heartbreaking. So that'd be my question. But it would be a really, really rough question to ask. And I completely understand if she would not want to answer it. But I would be curious. What was his favorite? What was Dale's favorite meal he wanted you to cook? That'd be pretty funny. You know, so what was that meal he made that one time? Peanut butter and tortillas, which admittedly sounds kind of good, but it also is a little bummy. But yeah. Do you really want Dale to be a familiar parental social presence for your daughter? Because in the end, the answer should be no. The answer is definitely no. Like, even though I don't think, well, outside of the grooming, even though I don't think Dale is a danger to children in the sense that he's like a predator, he is just a horrible influence. Like, he should just be banned from being around children just because he's so extremely toxic and stupid.
For most of it. Just when the information got leaked, and our picture got put out.
What advice do you have for dealing with
like,
LTG in
shit.
person? How did
So
you
then I
manage
was
to
like,
tolerate his
okay.
below average behavior?
At first
That's a
I
good
was
question,
like,
too.
oh, fuck, I'm just going to leave it. Excuse my language. At first I was just gonna like, I'm going to leave it alone, you know? But then curiosity got, it seeped in.
Obi-Wan, there's been a lot of discussion about that back and forth. There was one time, I'll just go ahead and admit it, there was one time he was wearing these shorts and people were making fun of his legs, so he stood up and did kind of a DSP thing and showed off his body. And he lifted up his shorts a little bit so that they would press against his body. And in that time, I was like, all right, I'm looking. And dude, I did not see a roll of quarters. I did not see a cucumber down there. I didn't see much of anything. So if he's got one, I don't know how does he tuck or something? What the fuck? But yeah, I don't think he has one.
Into my brain.
You all can judge me, but someone had to look.
So then I just see like a lot of people posting about it. And I don't know. I guess I just felt like I needed
Exactly, Native
to
Mamba,
just,
definitely.
I wanted to observe, but I also sometimes felt like maybe I can comment here and there. But it was just, I mean, if it never got out, I would have never been here. Because, who wants to be associated with someone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a specific?
So she's
video
known for
or
a
thing
while.
he said that really caught your attention?
I don't know if I should
that
thank you,
can point
Cardinals.
out?
Well, I will say I very much loathe every single video. Okay, let me rewind.
Yeah, let's read.
I loathe every stream that he's done where he speaks about children and I'm not trying to get emotional. And when he speaks on women, like I've seen a lot
Okay,
of
so I was kind of right.
From videos,
But
so
was
I
I
know
right?
that they're from different streams. So I know there's been multiple times where he's brought it up, and it angers me because
Of course.
I know what I know, and why would you go there? Why would you even touch that?
Exactly.
And that was always my question. And after this news came out that he had a daughter, is why would you scream these things on the internet? Why would you say these things where they can be recorded and cataloged and posted in many different ways and whatnot? This isn't blaming the trolls. This is not in any way a blaming of the trolls. Dale provided this information. It's not on the trolls because they disseminated it. That's not their fault. But because the internet is, such a common place of information, his daughter could very well find him saying these things. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it hasn't already happened. And she's going to see the man who abandoned her saying these unimaginably awful things. Why? Why would you do this to this girl? Why? I mean, what has she done that's so horrible with her existence, Dale? But that's the thing with Dale, is Dale just doesn't have the capacity to think about anybody but himself. He wanted to air his grievances. Fuck anyone else who might be hurt by it. Man. Yeah, and no one would have armor serial. Hell no.
% agree with
You had you could have left it alone. You could have just moved on.
That's true,
Sorry.
Shiny Teeth. That's a good point.
I'll give you a second. It's okay. Take your time.
Yeah, it's true as well, Cardinals.
Yeah. So there's a lot.
But yeah, I want to pause real quick here because I've been seeing it brought up quite a few times. The Dale has repeated the cycle thing. And I'm sure it's a system of cyclical self-hatred, because I'm going to be using Dale's words and Dale's hypothesis here. Dale has an immense hatred towards black people. He loathes their existence, and he operates on stereotypes. So he hates that, black people are irresponsible and don't care about their kids and do all this and that. He hates all this because that's what he perceives. But then he does the exact same stuff. Actually, he's the one doing it. Whereas the people that he's mindlessly accusing of doing it, they could very well have no such thing that they're guilty of. But Dale is the one doing it. He is the one creating the cycle. And this dude has gone on so many rants about how much it hurt him, both emotionally, physically, and financially, that he didn't have a father. Now, oftentimes this is from a very selfish angle and from an angle that makes him sound stupid. Like, for example, he did similar to what I said about the Spanish thing, is that, he never learned how to play basketball because he didn't have a dad teach him how to play basketball. Which, I mean, I guess my situation's kind of the same. I could always have just learned Spanish. But Dale, come on, man. You could have always learned how to play basketball with a coach or with a program or whatever. Or just learn to play it yourself. Didn't do it. But anyway, where I'm going with this is that he's gone on so many of these rants talking about how it is objectively detrimental to a child's well-being to not have their father. And then what does he do? Just abandons his kid, refuses to sign the birth certificate. That's horrible. And then goes on various rants online about how having a daughter would be a horrible sin. It would be the worst thing that he could imagine. And all this and that. And that's far more detrimental. It's beyond just the detrimental that he experienced. Because his dad didn't do that, I don't think so. I don't think his dad has a series of videos talking about how horrible it would be to have a son who's bad at Street Fighter. And Dale still thinks that it's painful. Yeah, you just continue the cycle. Because to Dale, nothing is as important as Dale. It's nothing as important as how I feel. That's how he's not a man. He's not a man. He's not an adult. He's a child.
Videos that
Ultimately so selfish to continue the cycle of mature. Exactly.
There's a lot of videos it's hard to watch.
That's true.
For sure.
Aquavius, that's true.
Okay, so knowing that,
even though he doesn't say our names, it's still
it's not saying her
I mean,
name.
but it's pretty evident what he's alluding to.
It's not even alluding.
Right.
He's straight up saying it.
About the same thing. So
even if he wasn't trying to, it's still, I know what I know,
wrong.
and he still says it.
Yeah. So another thing I want to ask is,
sorry about that, Salty Wizard.
Your goal per se, in terms of like, what message do you want to get across, not just to anybody that might not,
Void,
but also the trolls and even him if he might so happen to see this,
Oh, that's a good thing. How's it going, Salty Wizard? Hope you're doing great.
My main hope for all of this in my crusade, I don't even know what my end goal was for any of this, but I do know that I just hope
Man, I
And
feel for
I'm
you, Tino.
begging as
That sucks.
a parent to not post her actual picture. I know I've said her name in comments, but please don't use her name in any of the like titles.
Not a
Um,
problem. In fact, I think that reflects on people if they do.
just try not to.
She's innocent.
I just don't
Leave
want
her
her
out
to
of
be
that.
associated with. How do I explain this?
If for no other reason, then just don't let her find out about her dad. Limit the possibility that she will accidentally stumble upon him. And if you're using her name and in any way her imagery or referring to her, that could lead to her getting back to Dale or finding the videos from Dale. So definitely don't. Definitely don't. Keep wondering why the trolls to bring up how much he was like his dad over voice chat. I always felt like that would have really put him over the edge. Yeah, it's very weird. It's very weird how no one addresses that. Now, usually you only get about a couple sentences in before he bans you or blocks you or mutes you. But yeah, I kind of wish more of them would. Best advice you ever given me was if a dumb Mexican like me can figure it out, you have no reason you can't. I suppose that could be useful advice. I assume it was based in the context.
I want to give content creators their space because there's nothing that I could say to actually, make people do something. But I just really hope and beg that nobody uses her picture.
It's tragic, Unquavius. How do I
And
pronounce your name?
nobody
Because I want to give
uses
it
her
that
name, the
flourish.
title.
So you guys
And
just want to
if
be like totally like just disassociated from the guy.
Absolutely.
Like no
Um,
trolling with videos and things of that nature.
no, it's
right?
just I think the thing that makes me scared the most is that when or if she ever sees this stuff, like I don't want
Oh man.
like if she sees him
Oh no.
and she sees her face or her name attached to it, she's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh."
Okay,
You
cool.
know what I mean? So if there's
Thank you.
less chance of her seeing it without her face or her name associated to it, I, who knows? I'm hoping with all of my heart that we can avoid her seeing any of this stuff, and especially with like kids. Like I know that there's this idea of like, oh, there's kids. Like, what if they watch some of these troll videos and they see
Yeah,
her
Tails.
face? Like
Yeah,
they
I've-
could
I've
go
said
and
that.
tell her.
I've said plenty
That
of
makes me
times
scared
that,
as shit.
Yeah, or like a classmate might know who he is, and
But
that
if they know who he is, maybe the kid wouldn't associate her to him. You know what I said? You know what I'm saying? Even if
yeah,
some of the pictures are resemblant. I know in some of the thumbnails, some people put thumbnails of resemblant girls up in the thumbnails. Excuse me. But it's not her. Um, but to actually have her face that's identifiable. So that's just keep her away from your videos. You can talk about them, do
Yeah.
whatever you want, troll them, whatever you want, because I would never be able to, dictate what anyone can post anyways. I know that I'm a realist.
I really like this lady. She has a very pragmatic mind and she's very well spoken. I hate to do this to you, ma'am, and I know that it's years after the fact, but how did a smart lady like you get wrapped up with such a dumbass individual like Dale? And I mean that as like with a laugh and me patting your shoulder and me messing with you. She can string together words correctly. She can form coherent ideas and thoughts that lead to an end conclusion. Dale, on the other hand, is just throwing together words, hoping that something gets formed in the process. And then when you say he's stupid, he bans you. It's complete opposites.
But and I say this as a realist that I'm hoping, but
Oh,
I
she's
do know
cool.
that there could be some people that don't. But if anyone ever does see her face, her actual face, or
Yeah.
like her full name blasted on a title or something, please tag me so I could try my best to get that pulled. I
Oh,
don't know how to
absolutely.
do that yet, but I will figure it out.
100%.
How's it going, Game Master?
on that. I want to ask: has she ever asked you about him personally?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, a couple times. Not a lot,
Oh.
because she has so much support and community around her. And I don't know truly how she feels. Like I could never ever pull that from her, like her
Oh.
true raw emotion. but I know that there's people out there that have had a parent that's absent in their life, so I know that they can relate some way. Um, but and whether or not I know the full extent of how she feels, it's just been a couple times we've brought it up. Um, so I'm grateful for that because
What'd you say?
maybe it's showing how much love she has in her little community,
That's good.
that maybe that void isn't as big.
That's good.
And I hope that's what it is.
Yeah.
But maybe when she gets older, she'll we may
I agree,
talk
R2.
about
It's
it
fun.
more.
Also, on behalf of me and all the trolls, we honestly wish you and her the absolute best. I cannot stress that enough.
I appreciate it. I do. I really appreciate it. And she's fine. She's really fine. I promise.
Native Mamba, you bring up an interesting point. When Dale's daughter finds out who her dad is when she's older, it'll be much harder on her, and the emotions will be through the roof. Another element of that is that she will never be able to experience Dale as we experience him. Because it's her dad, she could never find him funny. It can never be a source of hilarity that her dad got mad because he was losing in Street Fighter and threw his controller and screamed at his chat. Which is kind of weird. I guess I always took that for granted, that every single person would be able to watch Dale and point and laugh at him, but she would never be able to do that. Damn. That sucks.
She's not, she. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that, but
Yeah, and good point as well, Armored Cereal. Praise God, she has good community. Most reasonable parents care too much to lie about that. Excellent to hear. Absolutely. This is possibly the best case scenario that existed for her. It's very fortunate that Dale had a daughter who was going to be in an environment that cared and nurtured her so much that she is largely uninterested in finding him. That's awesome. That kicks ass.
we're fine. Honestly, we're doing good, so no worries there.
Exactly, Kapathic.
Well, I'm glad that you blessed me with your time. This was an amazing interview and a good conversation. If you're willing to have another one sometime,
I'd love to talk to her.
I'm open to it. It was.
I'd love to talk to her off stream, just not even
our next
broadcast it.
doesn't even necessarily have to be about that per se.
Yeah, talk to about Borderlands
more as a person. If you
Oh, no,
don't want to
I'm
do
not in.
any more interviews, I totally understand because this has all been like just a mess. So if you
Yeah.
don't wanna,
I mean, if
you're just
something
done.
really major happens, I don't mind like saying a few things here and there, but I really don't have that much truly
Also,
to say. I'm
how
not
old
interested.
were you guys when you met? Like, do you know how old he was when you guys met?
Uh-oh.
Has it already been confirmed his age? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, he's nearly 40.
okay. Well, I don't want to say.
Uh-oh.
That's also going to tell my age too. But I mean,
So
I don't care,
what?
but
You don't have to tell your age.
I wasn't a teenager. I can tell you that.
Okay.
I was not
Okay.
a teenager.
All right. Well, damn.
I will say, no,
Yeah, there you
I
go.
wasn't a teenager. I was in my 20s. Not on the lower side.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
Was he in his 20s as well?
It's kind of hard to tell with him. She
Uh,
climbed out the window. She's leaving.
You said everything without saying a word.
okay.
I see.
Well, if that's, you know what? Sometimes silence is an answer. But anyways,
We got it.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you go. You're probably a busy woman. Thank you so much for this interview. It was a really great one.
And no kidding, Boyd. She seems really cool.
And you have a wonderful day.
evening. Yes, I will. You
Evening.
have a great night.
All right, see you.
All right. Thank you.
That's
Bye.
beautiful. That was a good ass interview. What else you got to say, Dale's a Dale?
Hey, that interview was lit, baby.
It was. It was cool.
Lit. Hey, how y'all fucking with that? Hey, that interview was lit, y'all. That interview was lit, y'all. Hey, that was the most groundbreaking shit.
That was
Fuck
good.
you, Dale. Pussy, I win, nigga. Fuck you talking about.
Oh no.
Ha. And fuck Prince So. That's how you do an interview, fuck nigga.
Okay.
That's how you.
All right. Well, what are your guys' thoughts of all that? You know, it didn't really give me a whole lot of new insights, but kind of confirmed some theories that had already been floating around about it. Just from, honestly, just from how I saw pictures of her when I first started finding out about this, was she looked pretty put together. She's very healthy. She takes care of herself very well. And I mean, I guess it's all just kind of prejudice, but like the background of her photos, there wasn't a whole lot of disrepair or whatnot. So it's like I always got the feeling this lady was pretty put together. And so hearing her talk, hearing how she was far more eloquent and mature and compassionate and very, very level-headed. She the way she mentioned that Dale uh getting child support out of Dale was a thing that she didn't want to get involved with or didn't want to address with him, mostly because she wanted to avoid the calamity that is Dale. It really did speak to her level of wisdom there. Now, granted, people like Dale always kind of count on that. Scumbags always count on you being the bigger person, which I'm glad that her bigger person nature wasn't exploited. And she was able to get the child support and was able to serve his ass and all this and that. So she, while she is an extremely reasonable person, she also isn't willing to take no shit. And that's beautiful as well. And you can hear it in her voice when she's describing her daughter. She has a great love for her daughter. It's very beautiful. And she has thought about these questions too. All the questions that any of us had about the relationship between her and Dale and the daughter, she's asked herself that millions of times over. You know, what do I say when she asks about her dad? What do I tell him? Or what do I tell her about him? You know, how do I help her avoid this guy? And her being aware of all those videos about Dale shitting on women and children, I'm very glad she knows about that, even though I'm sure it's very heartbreaking for her to hear all that stuff. It's heartbreaking to hear, and I'm not even involved in the equation. It was some really sad shit to hear him discuss things like that. So her awareness of that is probably for the best. Because, man, how blindsiding would that be? You know, if she didn't know anything about this dude after breaking up with him or whatever, and then tries to introduce the daughter to him. You know, says something like, "Hey, honey, I actually heard that your dad does streams. I have never watched one. Let's watch one." Oh, God, that would have been rough. That would have been just a nightmare. If he didn't even discuss daughters or women or black people in general, you just tune into a random Street Fighter stream and you see your dad flipping out and throwing controllers around. I'm always been really happy that I never saw my dad in a moment like that. I've never seen my dad lose his shit and just become a child all over again. So I can't imagine how that would have gone for her to see that with her dad. That would have been really painful, I'm sure. It'd been super embarrassing. And at least this lady is self-sufficient and that the Dale's trash. Cat just gave up very fast. Yeah, Cat's content. The older women are more mature. Well, the majority of them, yeah. And the implication that I got there was that she was older than him, which if that's the case, if she's older than him, she's really taking care of herself because she doesn't look it. She looks considerably younger than him. Huh. Dale's feelings towards having a daughter is a lot more heart-wrenching than he lets on. He didn't even want his daughter to be alive when the mom was pregnant with her. He just doesn't care. He doesn't respect their life. How the hell did LTG get with her? Because of Borderlands. Borderlands. It's all Borderlands' fault. Yeah, I appreciate that Tales of Dale, he did the exact opposite of what DSP did. He let them talk. Because you can get a lot more information out of people if you just let them talk. Whereas DSP has no idea how to conduct an interview. He'll ask you a question, and then you get 2 syllables out, and he'll tell you about his life experiences. Dude, let me talk. Again, I kind of do that too on Going Green. I talk over people too much. I apologize. But I tell them every time to tell me to shut up. And you know what? None of them have done it. None of them have done it. Tell me to shut up. It's okay. All right. Well, that's quite the experience watching that interview. My friend told me, though, as after I watched it, I would shake my head and just how much of an embarrassment Dale is. And he is. He's one shameful asshole. The other thing is that I think a couple of you mentioned this earlier, is that he really missed out because she seems like a great lady. And he had a kid with her, and she's so well put together. She has a community and whatnot. And Dale, honestly, probably could have used such an environment, you know? Now, it's not up for any person to be the mother of another person. Like, I'm not trying to say that he could have been nurtured by her. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that he could have been motivated to match her level of maturity. He could have been motivated to get his own shit together just as she had gotten her shit together. But then that's not really in the interest of Dale now, is it? Is the stream already ending? No. I just wanted to wrap up the baby mama drama, and now we're going to, I'm going to try and end before DS Politics, though, because I know you guys are really excited to go and watch that. I will not be restreaming it because, no, I don't want to. And, I don't want to keep you guys from that experience. The first LT video I saw was some dude trolling him, but it was LowTierGod's video. LowTierGod's, I hardly remember. Is that a real thing? There were 100 channels that used to cover Dale, and Dale pretty much brought them all down, which is pretty wild. So this one is LowTierGod thinks erections are alien science from BBC Egypt. I figured we needed something that was kind of a palate cleanser from that, and I saw this text and I thought, oh, that's perfect. That's what we're gonna watch. Yes, Politics is gonna bring someone to a coma. I don't even want to watch it because I find that DSP is perpetually wrong about everything. And so even when you're discussing things like politics, there are some things about politics that are just factually incorrect. And I don't want to have to be put in a position, I don't have to be put in anything, but I don't want to put myself in a position where I am arguing against anyone's views to express that DSP is stupid. I don't want to do that to any of you guys. I don't want to say DSP is stupid for thinking A if it's something that you believe. I don't want to do that to you guys. And so I don't want to do them. Do you think a common trait in locales is not moving from their comfort zone and transitioning into a different steps in life? Absolutely. 100%. Across all the different locales, they refuse to budge from their position. But then they also pine for something so much more. Chris Chan, Cyrax, all of them. Sadly, the channel was been nuked because, the only place you can find a lot of vintage Dale stuff is from Peanut Butter Complex 3.
The Great Pyramid is literally impossible. Archaeologists will tell you they could build a Great Pyramid, but it's something that doesn't make any sense. In the Great
How do you stack blocks on top of each other? It's impossible.
With granite beams that weigh about 70 tons each. And there are hundreds of them. Which, to put in context, a 70-ton beam is equivalent in weight to 35 large SUVs. These 70-ton beams have been elevated to a height of more than 350 feet above the ground and carefully and precisely placed in position.
Thing is that if you are not following into politics, whatever country or side you are on, you're going to sound pretty stupid. DSP doesn't stand that. Yep, it's true.
Weighing tens of tons up a slope that exceeds 10 degrees. Then you start doing the calculation. How long a ramp do I need with a 10-degree slope to get to 350 feet above the ground? And the answer is you need a fucking long ramp. Maybe the idea...
I like all this information that this dude is throwing out. Angles of ramps, heights, weight and whatnot. Look at Dale's face. It's all just bouncing right off his head. All he's waiting for is, okay, so did they use BBC magic?
That psychic powers were cultivated by ancient civilizations.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Of the human mind that we have allowed to lapse.
We're going to intensely boring or say some wild stuff. Divide his tens. Only 1 minute, man.
Of people who have telekinetic powers who can move.
If there was one person who was in DSP's orbit that is no longer in DSP's orbit that you would want to be around during DSP politics, who would it be? For me, it would be Swaggins. Even though Swaggins is technically still in DSP's orbit, he's still a mod for DSP, even though he never shows up. I would love for Swaggins to be there, because if Swaggins is going to say some slick shit and piss DSP off, and that would be fun.
Things with their minds of people who have telepathic powers, and our automatic reaction is to just dismiss all of that because science says it's impossible.
Okay, Mr. Nerd Dude, let me counter your question with a stupider question. If you can say, you know, this pyramid is impossible to build because of ramps, angles, and all this mathematics and shit, how come scientists can't say, well, telepathy is impossible because of this, this, and this? Huh? Come on, man. You're dismissing stuff too. That's true, Scott. That's what I do.
We can't build the pyramids. We don't have the secrets, so we don't have the tech.
Yeah, we don't have the BBC magic. Planet Jeff? Yeah, that'd be fun.
You motherfuckers will actually get your cocks erected from watching porn.
Dude, what? I'm sorry. That came out of nowhere.
You motherfuckers will actually get your cocks erected from watching porn.
In this
you don't believe in telepathic abilities. You motherfuckers will actually get your cocks erected from watching porn. Yeah, you don't believe in telepathic abilities.
Dale, what? Dude, what? Those are two completely different things. Erections come from blood flow and muscles, and well, there's some elements of psychology to it and all this and that, and hormonal antics. How does that translate into telepathy? What blood vessels are you using with telepathy? Do you think that people use telepathy to raise their dick? Do you try and hypnotize your dick, Dale?
If I'm sitting here watching a cream,
am I able to call in, or I'm flying solo for tonight?
And I'm just like, I'm imagining it and my dick's growing.
That's not telepathy, Dale.
What's the difference of somebody having telepathic abilities to move stones and ancient tech that we don't have anymore?
Okay, Dale, I'm going to play along with your stupid ass misconceptions. All right, so let's go with the idea that the erection of the human penis is caused by telepathy. If that's the case, Dale, then through what mechanism can we expect to see telepathy engage with? Because there's lots of humans on the planet, and the ones with dicks, more often than not, can get erections. However, there's more people beyond those group, and none of them have demonstrated the capacity to use telepathy. So I would think that if it's something that's just naturally ingrained in us with our penis, that you would eventually see one human who would have the capacity to do more things with their brain. So how exactly have we never seen that? All right. I'd like to talk to Dale sometime. Dale's really stupid, and he's embarrassing with how stupid he is sometimes. Yeah, exactly, Kapathic. That's what he could have done.
What am I saying?
What a waste of abilities.
You're telling me you can't control your erections?
Well, I can't make it float around. That's it. Hold on. I'm going to have it float around the room and terrify people. I just hope that Dale puts on like glasses, the hypno glasses that they used in Ed, Ed and Eddie. He puts those on and he looks down at his dick and it starts levitating upwards.
Dude, LTG like, no, bro, like,
Mods.
that's great, like, hey. Bro, like I said, the pyramids were not built with fucking sticks, stones, pulleys, and wheels.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
It was built with dick magic, obviously.
Just keep it very simple.
Alien dick magic.
Matter of fact, maybe here's a good depiction.
Is there the opposite? I guess you could call it Dale's razor. Occam's razor is, the law of parsimony. the more simple explanation tends to be the correct explanation, or rather the explanation that requires less presuppositions is more likely to be correct. We should have something called the Dale's razor, which the explanation that is the most unhinged bullshit that somehow also relates to aliens and penises is their correct explanation. So there you go. We have new vocab from this stream. Dale's razor. Dick magic sounds strong. Well, there was that South Park episode. Hey, DSP's wife's boyfriend, I'm so glad you brought up that exact sentence. I actually didn't know he was this dumb. And we're going to do the thing that I always do. And that's me saying, please, you guys do not understand how much of a lolcow Dale is. Like, this dude beats out a lot of the other lolcows that are more popular. Like, this guy beats out World of T-Shirts by many miles. This guy beats out Cyrax. Because there's so much weird shit associated with Dale that kind of goes under the radar. Yeah, there you go, Ghost Hunter.
I'm thinking this is how it went down.
Okay.
This was meant to be the center of the
Is this the cock magic documentary?
No.
Oh man, watch this dude's gonna whip out his dick and check this shit out. Oh man, his dick is gonna get so huge! He's gonna lift blocks with his dick. Oh man, look at all these people. They're terrified of it. The BBC power is too powerful.
Wait, where's the one that like does a flashback where he's building the pyramids?
Flashback
There's
of
no
building
flashback.
his BBC.
There's one that's like a flashback. Yeah, this shit.
Exactly like Breck. He just
I think
thinks
this
in
is a
movies.
different movie.
That's it. He thinks in media, much like a lot of these lolcows. That's true, Lord Diasparity.
That's personally how I think the pyramids were built.
Okay. Well, that's
Telepathic technology.
kind of retarded, Dale.
Everything about it, nothing about it is done where a human being could actually have done it in that time or even today's time.
So, Dale, you know there's multiple videos that exist of people building structures like this with the tools that they had available at the time. Now, granted, they're not going to build a whole ass pyramid because it does take a lot of labor and a lot of time and a lot of manpower and a lot of quarry work. So, no, they're not going to build a whole ass pyramid, but they have done multiple demonstrations how they could build Stonehenge. You know, there was this dude, I forget his name, but he was this engineer, I believe, and he was retired. And one of the things that he set out to do was build his own monuments. And that's what he did. And he used the tools that existed in those time periods and built them. I really wish I could remember the guy's name. I can't remember. It was on Ripley's, believe it or not. And he would use just pulleys, ramps, and stones, and mathematics. And he could get these huge ass blocks that, you know, these can't be moved. They're too heavy. No, it's impossible if you use technology, if you use an inclined plane, if you use stuff like this. You can do it, you know. I do feel, maybe this is me being a little political here, but I do feel like it's kind of racist to believe this stuff. Because essentially what I'm hearing is white people couldn't do this, therefore alien. No, it's first of all, you have to remember, it's not like they had anything else to do. You know, it's not like, well, what are you guys doing today? Oh, I was going to watch TV. What's that? We don't have that. Well, you guys want to go help the pharaoh build his big ass pyramid? Sure, why not? You know, there was nothing else to do during this time. You know, you planted your crops, you did your harvest, you might as well build a monument, you know. But it's so dumb how Dale doesn't even entertain the idea that people have proven that it can be done. You know, that this has been done. Whatever. Let's just continue seeing the dick magic. Yeah, probably like Bracky. He's got a pulley for all those. The 70 IQ Scholar collection is really funny, Shiny Teeth. There needs to be more of those compilations. Oh yeah, this is believable as hell. Also, what's the technology here? They're holding up your hands?
All right, since you don't agree with telepathic abilities
Uh-huh.
to be able to move those stones, how the fuck would you say they were built?
Well, there's videos that explain it, Dale. Essentially, there is a unique property with sand, and that is when you put sand under a surface, but put water on top of the sand before. Well, hold on, let me back up. You put down sand, you throw water on the sand, you put rock on the wet sand. It glides along the wet sand. This has been demonstrated multiple times. I might not have the exact order of events right, or there might be some other steps involved, but essentially water plus sand equals it's a glidey zone. So they did that, and they used the long ass ramps for it. This has all been pretty well documented, Dale.
I underestimate the intelligence
Exactly,
of
Roach
niggas
Bait.
moving stones that are impossible to move. Okay. No magic involved. No
Yeah, that's what I would
no
say.
electricity, no type of machinery involved, right? Just sticks, wheels, and pulleys, and
Yeah, that's true as well. Just a bunch of free labor can get a lot of shit done, apparently.
a lot of slaves. Okay. That's why we're a type 0. The fact that you niggas can't get out of your hive mind and imagine something that really actually would make more sense, and you think niggas should stack them fucking blocks like Lego?
So, Dale, what makes more sense here? That through engineering, mathematics, and sheer physical strength, we were able to assemble things. Or aliens floated it with their minds. You're using Occam's razor all wrong. Yes, floating things with their minds is an easy answer, but it's also extremely silly. Because then you have to answer, where'd these aliens come from? Was it their technology or was it their brain power? Was this brain power powered by other stuff? And all these questions you can't really have answers for because there's no records of this. We didn't sit down and talk with these alien dudes. But you know what there is records for? How they built the damn things. And the other thing that Dale, and also this is kind of the fault of the Egyptians, but Dale and other goofballs of this sort of persuasion forget, is that the Egyptians were notorious liars when it came to the construction time of things. One of the things I hear a lot is, say, well, it said in the records that this was built over this span of years. That's mathematically impossible. So it had to have been aliens. No, the answer is that the Egyptians regularly lied about the time that things took to complete because they always wanted to compete with their neighbors. They wanted to say to their neighbors, yeah, you see that pyramid back there? Built it in a year. And that scares the shit out of your opponents, man. If your opponents think that you can kick out an entire pyramid in a year, they're not going to fuck with you because they know how it happened. They know the manpower involved. They know all that. And as soon as they think that you got that done in a year, we don't want to fight you. You guys are way too strong. And so Dale uses that same logic, uses that same train of thought of, oh, well, then it was impossible. They couldn't have done it. It had to have been aliens. Like, dude, they lied. Come on.
Those. That's my point exactly. Look at it. You can't just put hieroglyphics way the fuck up there out of nowhere.
You can put them on a block and then lift them up there.
Bro.
How's it going, Evil Lester?
Motherfuckers think they just found a way to stack.
If Locale lives in Avengers Locales, what's the Justice League? Cyrax, Dale, DSP. That's a good one.
Etched to precision mathematically, just stack them like Legos.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, human beings.
Exactly, Big Matty. People lie. It happens, Dale.
It said it doesn't make any sense. We'd have to use millions of diamond-crusted blades to cut those stones, yet alone move them.
You wouldn't use diamond to move anything.
And move them across the desert, too, by the way. I guess we did that on wheels. You know what I think they did?
They didn't use wheels, they used sleds.
I think they put Vaseline all over the fucking...
Yeah, they put BBC oil all over it.
And just pushed them and skated those motherfuckers.
Oh, Evil Lester, I've already watched it.
And that's how they got all
We're coming down from that
and they started stacking them like
painful
Legos.
Scenario.
I think that's how they did it. They just used petroleum jelly.
They just had Diddy out there throwing baby oil all over the desert.
And just moved that shit across. I think, you know what? I think that's how they did it. You guys are right. You got me.
All right.
Right. major
They use
scientists,
matrix.
top scientists.
You know what? There is some support for that in ancient Egyptian mythology. Semen was very, very powerful. It was very magical. And so, yeah, you know what they did? Okay, Dale, you know what? You're wrong, but only because you haven't embraced Dale's razor enough. So what actually happened, Dale, was that the BBC aliens, they just started busting hot matrix juice loads all over the desert. And then they could just slide those blocks around the desert like it was nothing, man. It was basically billiards at that point.
Top mathematicians, top this, top that, top
Mathematicians that people may not have heard of.
And none of them can figure out how they fucking built the pyramids with sticks and stones and wheels. Bro, they had an ancient technology that we can't fathom to use. The only thing that, like I said, it boils down to the point that they had some sort of like levitation tools to be able to do that type of shit. They had something.
I'll admit, if you guys believe in ancient aliens, I don't even necessarily think that is stupid. What I think is stupid is whenever you just dismiss the possibility that humans could have accomplished this themselves. Because I also really want to believe that aliens existed and visited us at some point. And the main reason why I want to believe that is because it would be hilarious. It would be absolutely hilarious. Because think about it. As soon as we become spacefaring, isn't that what we're going to do? Hey, look at that. There's a couple of primitives down there on that planet. Let's go down there and tell them that we're gods, you know? Yeah, you know, it's just, to me, it's drunken hooligan behavior. It's pulling up to a planet and saying, hey, I am the BBC magician. With the power of my dick, I will move these blocks. You know, that shit's funny. But it's just not really reasonable. First of all, I don't think that they would do it, and it would just be really dumb. And furthermore, I would think that whatever alien force was in charge would find out about it and come back and undo it, or do something or other. But it's, whenever I would watch the ancient alien shows, I always thought it was a really cool idea. And I always thought it was really fascinating, the idea that aliens could come here and say, hey, humans, here's how we build pyramids. We just, you just stack the bricks up on top of each other. What the hell, are you so stupid? But I don't really see a whole lot of evidence for it. And I do feel like it's kind of racist in some ways. Is it possible that these natives built something? No. They're too stupid and backwards. I'm like, what? People can build things. What the hell's wrong with you? You ever read the book of Enoch? Pretty much there was another rebellion in heaven and another group of angels descended, taught him. Yes, I did read I read the Cliff Notes of Book of Enoch. I haven't read the actual thing.
Where they could, like, literally, it was a machine or somebody with a mind put that shit there telepathically.
My prime directive, no.
You never know. The beings that were...
So I'll tell you guys a little bit of backstory about the goofy stories that I write. Earth is canon in my stories, but it is part of a nature preserve. No aliens are allowed to go on Earth. However, every once in a while, you do have a drunken frat boy alien just kind of careen towards Earth, fly into the atmosphere, and then get out. And that's why we see UFOs. They're not supposed to be there. But, and then a couple other UFOs will show up and pull them over and escort them out.
Were here that built those things, they might have been able to jump through space and time. So they might have just been able to like come through a portal and stack.
That was him, Lackey Bracky.
Stacks. Like you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. So it's BBC magic. If you don't know, it's penis magic.
We have access to the pyramids, but I mean the pyramid is it's a whole maze. There's parts of the pyramids that haven't even been touched yet on the inside. Yeah, we'll never know.
Did his dad own a dealership?
So Google how the pyramids were built.
Love it.
Sure. Sticks, stones, and wheels, and petroleum jelly.
BBC Matrix juice.
Oh yeah. Also, yeah. Somebody in the chat reminded me and refreshed my memory that all those pyramids align with certain star systems, just for no fucking particular reason.
Because they can see the damn stars, dumbass. And Dale doesn't put himself in the perspective of ancient minds. He doesn't. Well, it's because he doesn't put himself in the perspective of any minds. You're out there, it's 6000 BC, you look up at the sky, that shit is damn mesmerizing. You got a bunch of lights up there. What does it mean? And have you guys noticed, hey, Oog, have you noticed this? These lights form patterns. You know what? You see what I'm talking about? Like it's got like well, their L hasn't been invented, but imagine an L shape. You see that? That's pretty cool. What if we built something, but like in that same shape, we could honor those lights up there? Like it's not hard to understand why they did these things. It's not confusing for a second to me. But I guess Dale thinks that they just have to have a reason for shit to line up with whatever. It's because it's what they saw. Hey, Dale, you're dumb, man.
Find out why the 20-year-old perms their hair.
Is this about BBC magic too? That's what could be happening right now. This guy could be using his BBC magic to perm his hair. What a loser, man. Imagine not being able to do that.
Okay.
We lost out on all that alien technology. It was DSPs and it. Yeah. Now, I do think that DSP somehow broke out of Area 57. He T-posed his way out. That's crazy as hell, Cardinals. And look at it. It goes in a cycle. Wonder if there's a way we could track
Realize
that.
we're a type 2. I mean, a type 0 civilization. Got what they needed, harvested the planet for gold, left their worthless creations, aka us, here to fiend for themselves. Just think about it for 1 second.
Let's hear that again, Dale.
Left. Got what they needed, harvested the planet for gold, left their worthless creations, aka us, here to fiend for themselves.
Fiend for themselves? Fend for ourselves. Fend.
Just think about it for 1.
So these aliens who have advanced levels of technology need us to mine their gold. What are they, cyclos? Is it because we have too much radiation on the planet and it detonates their breathe gas? Also, I don't know. I guess I just had it in my head that if you're an alien species who has intergalactic travel and kick-ass BBC magic technology, why would you do such a stupid way of accomplishing your goals? You're telling me there's not better ways to mine gold or extract gold or produce gold? These guys don't have the ability to do more or less alchemy, chemical bonding and all that. They can't do that. I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is I'm just not really impressed by these aliens.
1 second.
The gold harvesting is, it's
Think about
Anunnaki
it for
stuff.
1 second. Why don't we know the true story and origin of who we are? It's
Because
like
we
we're
didn't
just
start
left
writing
here.
things down until fairly recently, and
Like,
writing things
fuck 'em.
down doesn't always stay there.
Like we were created to serve a purpose and then just left here on a desolate planet. Like, I mean, it's not desolate, but you get what I'm saying.
No, actually.
Like, put it like this.
Okay.
If we just went to Mars, created a bunch of robots and said, all right, fuck it.
That's
and
true,
left.
Rental Ryan. That's why they don't have drones.
Maybe we have no purpose. I mean, I truly believe humans
You
don't,
should. No, mind.
technically. We don't know shit about ourselves. Think about it. What is the purpose of a human being? To wake up, go to sleep, go to work, shit, eat, sleep.
But I think your issue is that you lie with the notion of what is purpose. I mean, isn't that what philosophers have been asking for years? Isn't that what theologians have been asking for years? Isn't that what political officials have been asking for years? What is our purpose? And I guess Dale thinks that because there's not a single purpose, then we don't have a purpose. But that's the point, is that we don't actually know what our place would be. We don't know. That's why we define our purpose ourselves. Because let's go with the logic of these alien dudes. What exactly is their purpose? To show up on planets and steal all the gold and then leave? Is that the purpose? Is that what we should do, Dale? We should get in our ships, go to other planets, steal the gold and leave. That's a purpose. How is that any more purpose than anything else? That's stupid. I mean, like chemistry, you can't find a naturally occurring platinum vein. Apparently, every bit we have came from outer space. That sounds badass, man. So platinum is it's bloodborne.
What is the true purpose of a human being? Live 80 summers and leave?
Yeah, good call, Big Matty. It conducts electricity, but other things do it better in some ways.
To reproduce. Exactly, like ants.
Summer ants. Yeah, LTG believes in Assassin's Creed theology. Yeah, I'm glad you find it funny too. Okay, so that's enough of that one. Let's see. Is this the same clip? Or is it a continuation? More? Yeah! We got more BBC magic. Hell yeah, let's do it.
It shows a chick sitting there crying. 6 foot tall,
That's cool, Kapathic. That's badass.
And he's just laughing, walking with an AI with an AI bitch. This would be so funny, bro.
Why is this? Well, it is funny, but not the way you think it is.
If you could just have like a robotic bitch and her pussy was just like a real.
Now, I would really love that, Cardinals, if there was an LTG version. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's how we can get past everyone who's still a little hung up about Assassin's Creed Shadows. Just imagine that we're going through Dale's genetic memory. And Dale just happened to have a black ancestor in Japan. And you know why? It's because of the ancient aliens, dude. Just worked out that way. I don't know. I wasn't there. But, yeah, there you go. He was rogging out in ancient Japan. But, no, I always thought that, truth be told, I thought the controversy surrounding Assassin's Creed Shadows was a little silly. Because the entire premise of Assassin's Creed from the beginning was that history wasn't what we thought it was. So when people are saying, but that's not historical, there was no other black dudes besides one dude in Japan. Like, well, yeah, that's why the game works, is because it's saying that's incorrect, you know? Now, my issue was that he was a samurai. Samurais can't be ninjas. And every single example you guys give me, I'll just tell you is wrong because I said so.
Box that you could just talk to her, get along with her like a regular human chick, get sucked up.
Oh, nice.
Bust in her, everything.
But I don't know. This seems like you wouldn't want to bust and all that. That seems delicate. I found out cyborgs are going to be built and made in 2030s. Awesome. I'm supporting the robot uprising.
I think a lot of men would choose an AI chick over an authentic.
Would you, Dale? I mean, it'd be the only way they'd ever be able to deal with them.
She's like, would you like fellatio today? You're like, you know what? Yeah, do that thing you did last night where you did something with your mouth where it kept spinning around on the tip. Yes, I will perform that exact movement that you like. You
exactly.
Like,
I appreciate that that Black DSP did this, because Dale here just gets done talking about how we're such a worthless species and how there's nothing special about us, how there's nothing unique about us, and we're summer ants, basically. And he's also a scholar. He's very smart. He understands the human experience and the human ambitions and the human dream. So what does he always talk about when it comes to AI? Getting his dick sucked. That's all he can ever think about is sex. That's all that matters to this guy. There is this, again, I really wish I could get that genie wish. There was this really funny sequence one time where he was talking about if he had infinite money, basically. And he was talking about how he would fund science, all these scientists, to create new avenues of sex. Dale, isn't that in a way kind of a waste of resources? Is that the human goal? Is just sex all the time? You've got AI, this incredible new frontier of technology. Dale's first thought, I wonder if I could get my dick sucked by it. Now, granted, when Jay says it from Jay and Silent Bob, it's funny, but when Dale says it, it's kind of sad. Is that really all you think about, Dale? You don't think
like
about self-awareness?
Shit, you know a fucking chick can't do. I just realized my flashlight was still on. Hold it.
What were you looking at with your flashlight? Did you use your BBC telepathy? Your part robot, Zambi? Which part? Your elbow? All right, now let's get to the real topic. BBC magic.
You said save that move.
And I'll probably end after this one, because this one's a pretty long video.
I forgot it was some clown that had like that like a minute ago. It was like some shit when I was playing Smash one time or something like that. Some of you guys might know what I'm talking about.
No, he's on Kick tonight, Lydia Chen. He's doing DSP politics.
I just can't remember what it was. It's somewhere on the internet.
Maybe I felt like I could have done more with my life.
Is this a real place?
Could have been an astronaut.
Ancient city of Petron.
Found the first alien life.
AI or what?
And fucked it.
So what's inside of here?
BBC magic.
We do AI depicts? We could.
Did aliens invent camels?
What the fuck's in here then?
I don't know. Who cares? Kick-ass arcade. I don't know. Is that relevant, really? I mean, granted, I want to know too, but relax.
There's nothing to beef with.
Oh, what are we doing? Oh, Dale's out of here. He's heard enough. No, he's begging on Kick, Lydia. What's in there? Keep watching the video. I'm sure it'll tell you. Yeah, a lot of people are restreaming it. Duty's restreaming it. Broside Phil is streaming it. And Ludwig is restreaming it. Those are just off the top of my head. I think others are too. Hey, you know what? Thank you. I'm glad someone's covering it. I'm not watching that. By the way, if you guys didn't notice, check out his shirt here. It's just him. That's his profile. That's his silhouette with Covenant. This dude wears so much clothing with himself on it. It's kind of embarrassing. You think Dale would call the aliens broke bums? Yeah.
Parts of Mortal Kombat Annihilation was filmed in here? Oh, so that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Mortal Kombat. Did ancient aliens invent Mortal Kombat? Uh-oh. What's this?
The fuck is this, some African shit?
Why would you even think that? Alright. Let's just, yeah, okay, what was that? Ancient city Petra. Yeah, let's try that again. Oh wait, is this... Did ancient aliens invent rogging? What the hell was that? Hold on, Dale. What is this? Monstar. Slow down. Slow down. Okay, what is this? What is this labeled as? Here is a depiction of the Leviathan. Okay, so this is Leviathan. Oh, very sick. Did he invent it? Do you think aliens would vaporize Dale? I think they would be quite fascinated with Dale. Honestly, they might just abduct Dale and keep him because they think, hey, you know, this dude's pretty cool. He hypes us up. We gotta keep him around. Yeah, no kidding. Like, Brad guy did not think the Leviathan would show up.
Also, the secret of its spectacular flourishing.
All right, aliens clearly.
So, shut up for the 12 months. Appreciate the year.
Endured and survived armies and
Look at these nerds.
is that the Nabateans who built it cut it into the sandstone surface of the mountain rather than build.
What year was this shit created?
Maybe you should listen to the damn video.
Some free.
Exactly,
Yeah, I feel
Cardinals.
What year was this shit built?
That was
Shit,
just
not
just
like
recently, man.
some shit that was done with actual tools that we had.
It was fairly recently. I was there. Watched it happen. DSP probably was there when it happened. That's never gonna work. These fucking idiots are carving into the side of a
Alexa,
wall.
how old is Petra City in Jordan?
Petra opened in 1985.
Yeah, it's a pretty recent construction.
Oh my god.
85. Yeah, DSP was there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to manually Google this one.
It says around the 4th century BCE.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on now,
bro,
Fear
didn't
Monarch.
no human do that shit. It's impossible.
4th century BC is fairly recent in the ancient history. That's only four.
How are you
whatever,
gonna
man.
just etch into a mountain?
When do you
this
think tools
with
were
no
invented, Dale?
technology? What, you thought they had a fucking shit? Like,
The hell are you doing?
nah, bro.
Nope, aliens.
Yeah, more ancient alien civilizations that were here to see. You know what's funny is about a lot of this shit? A lot of this shit was built around that Enoch shit.
Ah, yeah, there
Back
you go.
when a lot of those earlier civilizations were here.
Oh, there you
here
go,
farming
Larry.
the planet for gold.
Before,
just so they can go back to their
it
planet.
was at
Once they got the
BBBC,
gold they
before
needed to rebuild
bulging
their ozone
Blackhawk,
layer,
whatever.
we
No,
never
he
see
says
those
it's
beings again.
BBC actually stands for a big bulging cock, according to Dale, because he says that white people can have it as well. So it doesn't actually stand for a big Blackhawk. Dale has, he has
Nah, bro,
extended
you can't build
that.
no shit like this that long ago. It's impossible. There was no technology for this shit.
Yeah, there was no
Look how the
chisels.
mountain is etched
Chisels
out.
were invented in the 80s.
We almost couldn't even do this shit today.
What are you talking about? Are you on crack cocaine?
Freestanding marble monuments. The
Your
Marble?
lack of imagination and understanding is not evidence of anything.
Bro, Stonehenge is just stacked rocks. Probably a secret portal, secret Stargate.
Yeah, obviously. Let's go there, Dale. It's right there next to the highway.
marble monuments.
That's what I'm saying. What would they use to make it? It's impossible.
Cut it into the
Alright, Dale, hold on a second. Alexa won't help me because Alexa hates me. But let's see. When were chisels invented? Around 8000 BC. So they had these chisels just lying around for, what, thousands of years. But just didn't use them, Dale? Just didn't use them. Ancient people didn't think, hey, what if we had a sharp thing that we use to cut stuff? Nah, that didn't exist. That was actually a fairly modern invention. All right, well, let's see. When was the hammer invented? When was the hammer? Was the hammer invented? Around 3.3 million years ago. So yeah, that's been around for a while, Dale. Oh, come on. Let's do something even sillier. Inclined plane. It is not possible to determine who invented it. Okay, well, there you go.
surface of the mountain, rather than build some freestanding marble monument.
The penis was the first chisel. There you go.
Shook with earthquakes, but these buildings stood intact.
The Nabateans engineered cisterns to trap the rains which came in winter, and their
Bill invented chisels, yeah. And people try to take credit from it.
Desert hydraulics. Come on now. It definitely had the ancient civilization help ancient aliens.
Dude, come on now.
It was built 3rd century BC.
They said 4th century.
Before Christ.
Yeah, before. And by the way, Christ is an alien according to Dale's philosophies. That's not a joke. Either he says that Jesus was an alien.
Bright green. A garden city of fountains, swimming pools.
You ever see videos of dudes splitting rocks with spikes and hammers? Pretty impressive. Yeah, it's fairly new. It was never done back in the day.
And the water which made all that possible also made it possible to feed.
But yeah, I have seen them. They're pretty cool.
30,000 people, many of whom were immigrants from all over the region. There were Egyptians and Syrians and Judeans and
BBC immigrants.
Romans, and they were all coming to.
So where are the iron tools at?
Wait. Hold up a second. Zuckerus, how did those Roman dudes put Jesus on the cross? Because hammers and nails were not invented by then. That was alien technology. And wood planks and the pulleys that they used to raise it? No, none of that shit. Dude, I think we got a brand new theory. Aliens were involved in the crucifixion.
That they used to carve this mountain.
See,
The mighty
Dale,
ship was shut off
you
with a
see
big
how
thing
stupid
on
I sound right now?
Nah, that shit's in Jordan, bro.
Oh, okay, it's
Where's
left.
the
That
tools
makes
they
sense.
used to do it?
Well, they're not just going to leave
The
good
tools
tools
went
lying
back.
around.
With the ancient aliens that came here to help them build this shit. That's where the tools went. They took all their tech with them.
No, this has been pretty well documented. The reason why there's not a lot of tools is because tools are valuable. You're not just going to leave valuable equipment around after you're done with something, okay? I'm done building this monument. I might as well just leave all my chisels and hammers here, you know? I'm done. There's no future projects I'm working on. That's moronic.
To enjoy what the Persians called a paradisa, a pleasure resort, a little bit of heaven on earth.
Dale's theology is so stupid.
And they all brought a flourish of their own
Wait,
cultural
how did they make something flat? That's impossible.
Most of the art discovered here has been taken to museums.
Smart
but
birds
what
like nuclear.
survives
Crows make
tells
sticks
the
out of
story
plants.
of a
And they make a
cosmopolitan
particularly good one they
race
carry with them. Awesome. Clearly these crows are aliens.
various abstract representations of a Nabatean goddess. Carved heads from the wine-soaked Hellenistic culture.
How did they carve those?
But the crazy thing is, we can't build pyramids today. We don't know how to do it.
We do know
I'm
how to
telling
do
you,
it.
all
There's
that
no
lost
point.
Tech, the ancient civilization aliens that came here to help build it took it with them. Why would they leave that shit here on Earth for humans to play around? They took that shit with them and left.
He'll definitely
That
never
shit's
clean
gone.
out his locker at the end of the year. Just
Bro,
left
you
that
look
shit.
inside of those pyramids, right? How the fuck did they
Shit,
get
literally.
those hieroglyphics way the fuck up there with no ladder?
All right, Dale. So here's how it works. You carve the hieroglyphics, and then you put it up there. You follow me? You follow me? Because that would be kind of stupid if you put it up there and say, "Ah, shit! Oh man, I was supposed to carve into that damn thing. It's all the way up there." Well, I guess that shit's it's not getting done. All right, screw it. Pharaoh will kill me. Oh well.
Ladders, nothing. How the fuck did they get shit?
They had
in the
ladders.
ceilings? Like, it's impossible.
Ladder. Hey, Google, you got to help me out again. When were ladders invented? Because apparently that's too high-fangled tech. Ladders made of wood? Why don't we have fossil evidence of them? When were ladders invented? Over 10,000 years ago. What? That's not possible. I feel like I would have seen a ladder by then.
They had some sort of levitation tech that was
Yeah,
being
okay,
used.
levitation tech.
The
That's more
ancient
reasonable.
aliens took that shit with them. They're not gonna leave dangerous shit like that here for feeble, corny human beings.
They just left us with
Or
shitty
feeble
ladders.
Species. No, we can't. It's scientifically proven we can't rebuild pyramids today.
Okay.
No, we cannot build pyramids. They said that we cannot actually
Who's
build pyramids.
they?
They don't know how the fuck it's actually done.
Yeah, that's true, man.
We
I
don't
saw a
even have the tech
stadium
to
the other
stack
day,
that
and
type of
I don't know
brick.
how they
We
built
don't
it.
know how to do it.
Impossible.
Ancient
Just because
Hindu
you don't know how something happened doesn't mean it's
diagrams have
aliens.
Similarities to the planes, I know. Those planes, those ships, that's what came here to. Bro, come on, like they definitely left us here. Ancient civilizations definitely left us here like trash. Went back to their fire ass avatar like planets with their rich ecosystems and oceans and flourishing. You know, like they left us here.
Oh,
We're
poor-
stranded.
Man, isn't that just Dale's life? Just always abandoned. Dad, family, BBC aliens. It's tough, man.
Just like how there's old fucking bunkers and shit that human beings leave around. It's the same shit.
Okay, I gotta speed this up. I can't pause anymore.
Alexa,
I have to be done
Is
here
it
in
possible
10 minutes.
for human beings to build pyramids today?
Oh, that's a good source of information.
I don't know that.
Shit, even Alexa don't know.
Yeah, because it's stupid.
Pyramids are not useless. The pyramids actually lead to particular star systems.
What?
Pyramid in Egypt or all over the globe leads to a specific star system.
Sir, that's really silly.
It's a Stargate system.
Okay.
Pyramid built in. Bro, the Luxor, you ever been inside that piece of trash?
You know, I was in a Walmart the other day. I don't know how they built it. Must have been
They just
aliens.
made a triangle made out of glass. I've stayed there multiple times.
Okay.
Dionysos.
Did aliens invent that too? Or is it just not good enough? Man, look at this. These aliens didn't even put safety railings in. What a bunch of assholes.
Into the living rock. Inside them, here's to happiness murals from that same.
Did aliens invent paint? Probably.
Cherubs, vine leaves, the inevitable bunches.
You guys love it, the Stargate system. He's unironically a caveman. He is.
Byzantine
Ooga
mosaics
booga. I'm confused
the
by
sand and
chisels.
rubble of a ruined church.
Oh, did aliens
Is that her
invent
tit
pornography?
hanging out?
What do you think, Dale?
And even had riper titties back then.
Oh my god, I cannot believe this shit.
Because the gravity was different, so the women's boobs were even sitting different back then.
Aliens affected gravity differently, so they'd be better titties, huh, Dale? Oh no.
The next day, or rather
The alien tech we're so without.
it ended. Not because of conquest, but because new
Dale, you are really funny sometimes.
commercially irrelevant.
It's funny that you're serious too. I absolutely love it, Dale. You really believe this shit.
To struggle against the devil.
Ooga booga. There you go.
Yeah, that shit died out.
The people left. The systems for capturing water fell into disrepair,
Damn.
and the desert reclaimed the city.
See, that's the problem. We need better gravity.
Look at this video, the crazy engineering of Venice.
Venice.
Damn, I want to click on all these shits.
Ghiaccio is very particular about that. You're supposed to call it Venice. Or else he'll start screaming and flipping out again.
The city is completely surrounded by high mountain ranges and canyons that allow only...
Yeah, we gotta skip to the alien stuff, man. Hurry up!
I want to go inside. Is he going to go inside of here?
I don't know.
I don't think you're allowed.
Yeah, the
You're not
BBC
allowed to
aliens
go
will
inside
kick
here.
your ass.
Let's see.
And that has to do with the fact that in the Nabatean tomb...
Yeah, exactly, Salty Wizard. Yeah, look at this alien tech. Kicks ass, eh?
Many niches. There are spaces in each tomb for several people, even tenths of them.
Yeah, we're supposed to believe that they was cutting crazy corners like this in 3rd century BC without alien tech. Get the fuck out of here.
Were right angles invented by aliens? Yeah, it's true. Before
Get the
aliens,
precise
we just had
corner
obtuse and
carved into
acute
a fucking
angles.
mountain.
And
Right
that has
angles.
to do
You out of
with
your
the fact
damn
that in
mind.
Nabatean tombs, many members of a family were interred. All these were actually carved with the same level of detail than the treasury, but they haven't held up in a great shape.
It's crazy. To think that they did something this high up.
Oh, that's his music in the background. I was very confused where that music was coming from.
And you guys,
I am
think
not doing that, the
alien
human centipede.
tech was not used. You're crazy.
At least not on stream.
Where's the
Anyway.
machines that they were used? Like, where was this shit done? How, well, like, it's almost like they had a machine that just lasered the shit.
No, you got a chisel, man. You just chip very slowly.
They were just cutting in the mountain like butter. Look at this shit.
No, you don't know how easy it
That's what I'm
was.
saying. Is exactly. Look at all.
It was probably
precisely how
really
It
tough.
stayed over that many years of decay. Exactly. Yeah. The way this shit was cut, it looked like it was just cut into the mountains like butter. Like, look at the way the mountain would. What technology do we have today that slices through mountains like butter? Like
Yeah, it's called a chisel, man.
this precisely.
Yeah, it's called chisel.
Yeah, it looks like they had a laser that literally did.
Who
all
said?
this shit.
Who's here? Who's speaking?
A laser. Yeah, it looks like they had a laser that literally did all of this shit. Like a laser just.
Yeah, exactly.
Motherfucking. It was the motherfucking Anunnaki, real shit.
Wait, who is speaking? Is that me? Am I being haunted again?
All these were actually carved with the same level of detail than the treasury, but they haven't held up
Yeah,
in
look
a
at
great
that.
shape.
Yeah, we cut rock with water. Yeah, we do all kinds of... You can also use copper saws and stuff. There's tons of different ways you can do it. Just because you are too stupid to think of solutions doesn't mean that other people weren't.
3rd century BC, by the way.
Look at these huge royal
Look at this shit.
Or other people are. I guess what I'm saying is you're dumb, Dale.
Cut the stone like butter.
May have messed that up a little bit.
The way the corners are perfectly carved.
Exactly, our
Tells us
material.
again about the massive
Chisels, hammers, saws, bits, drills, any of that stuff. Yeah, it was only existed fairly recently. Black & Decker invented the drill.
Look at these corners. It's precisely done. 3rd century BC. Do you see the sharp mathematics? cut in a fucking mountain?
What if you had a sharp object?
Look at that.
Think you could use that? No, that's silly. What am I saying?
Like no error at all.
You can't
Not
actually see if it doesn't have
lopsided,
any errors.
precisely done.
Zoom in, Dale. Aliens invented geometry. It's true. Before that, we had no idea what we were doing.
They said it was done by hands. Yeah, sure it was.
Also, look at how shitty it is. It's got all these rough parts to it. What are you talking about? It's not shitty, but you know what I'm saying. It's definitely not laser cut. That's dumb.
They had the tech to carve out the roof to carve this shit to a perfect etched symmetrical square, right? And then carve out the top of a mountain as a ceiling. And 3rd century BC is like almost unexplainable.
Boy, this is dumb, Dale. Well, I guess this goes to show that if someone ever challenged Dale to do this, he couldn't do it.
Or erosion.
Now, granted, I don't think most of us could do it, but he wouldn't even have the foggiest idea of how to start.
To the smoothness of the carving, you can see that beautiful vein that the sandstone has.
So you said the smoothest of the carving.
Pythagoras, alien. It's true.
Yeah. What machine or fork and spoon did they use to do that shit with?
Yeah, chisels, man. I mean, you've got nothing but time on your hands.
This is done with a machine, bro. Look.
Okay.
Or it could be people from very diverse places that were interred in these tombs. So each one of them had an inscription of the name of a person buried there. Just tombs. This is not just any theater like the ones made in ancient Greece.
Did aliens invent seats?
I
think so. I could watch these all day. I love watching DSP or Black DSP trying to explain things.
Look at this shit.
Did aliens invent people? Yeah, they did. They'll explain that.
Look at that, bro. That's not done with human hands.
No, of course not.
Because it was used.
Like, what were they using for like ladders and shit like that?
Ladders?
Or were they just hanging down from like fucking ropes made of what? Like,
what do you think ropes are made of?
Impossible, man.
Nah, it can't be done. Did aliens invent fire? Yeah.
In the Byzantine era, when there were still some people inhabiting Petra at that time.
What do you think ropes are? What do you think ropes were invented, Dale?
This tomb is one of the biggest ones in Petra, but it is completely different from the rest.
Aliens invented urban.
Impossible, bro. Look at this shit. This shit's been around since 3rd century BC.
Did you hear what he said about it though? Did he? No, he didn't hear it.
Yeah,
and it's in a position where wear and tear wouldn't happen that much.
Firstly, it is not located with the other tombs, which are all in the valley, in a relatively easy place to access. It's to the god Abodus. The only tomb of Petra where we see something like this. And finally,
also keep in mind this is a tomb. They're gonna put in a little bit extra effort for an important person's tomb.
This is strange, because there is no god called Abodus.
Not some jackass they're gonna throw in a hole.
But there's a king called Abodus, though, who lived in the beginning of the 1st century BC.
Abodus looks rough there on the right side. What happened there? Where'd his head
So
go?
maybe that king was divinized, and in his tomb, banquets were celebrated in honor.
Is it 3rd century BC? That's what he said. Or BBBC.
That we know that the tomb of the king Abodus was not in Petra, but in a Nabatean city located at the desert.
Exactly, Roachbait.
Purpose of themselves in the city of Syria. 3 of those, and they're for the living. Many caravans arrived here, and a lot of people inhabit.
Did aliens invent roofs?
Temples and palaces. There were cities had to do with the Medina and Mecca for pilgrims, altars by.
Okay, we're back where we started.
Petra is no doubt one of the places.
No, never mind. What am I
that
saying?
arouses our imagination the most, and that has a unique power to transport us to a different era. A legendary moment in time.
It's a Stargate!
Another Petra, unique.
Hell yeah, Dale!
Thank you very much for watching the video until the end. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Also,
yeah, that's not done with human hands.
Okay. Well, that's stupid,
Impossible.
but hello, tomb.
support me on Patreon, that will be much appreciated.
Did aliens invent YouTube links?
Yeah, I mean, none of those ancient things make sense. Like,
Dale, you're just too stupid to get it, mate.
Fuck is this shit?
What is this? More alien stuff? A case for optimism. No one showed this to DSP. He'll call you stupid. A case for telling it like it is. Did aliens invent the Leviathan? Is that it?
GTA 6 news.
Oh.
In development since 2014.
Aliens are working on it.
So the game's been in development for 10 years. Cost $2 billion to make. Launch this fall.
All right, cool. I'm glad I was safe from that. And that's the one where he says black people shouldn't win tournaments. Anyway, that's it for me for tonight. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. Man, ended just in time. Just in time. You guys have an opportunity to go watch DSP Politics. And I'm sure it'll be a fun time. I'll try and catch it on the Clips channel if there's anything particularly noteworthy. But I will cover that if anything happens. And his recent tirades today. I'll be covering those tomorrow during the restream. I'll try and restream Street Fighter. So that's what's up. Going Green got postponed a week, if I hadn't already told you. So it's going to be next week. And I'm still not entirely sure what game we're watching. Or what This Is How You Don't Play we're watching. He still needs to get back to me on that. He threw out a couple options, but I'm waiting for him to lock it in because it's the guest. Guest gets to pick, right? But yeah, so that'll be next week. And anything else? No, not really. We learned some stuff here today. We learned some sad facts. We learned some stuff about Dale's daughter, and that she does ask about her father, which is kind of sad. But we did learn the more important thing, is that if you don't know how something was made, the only logical explanation is that it was made with alien penis magic. So, tell your work friends about this. See if they can have you explain it at HR. Anyway, that's it for me tonight. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out and joining me and getting some good experience with Dale being a weird, stupid guy. Have a great night.
Y'all have a great, safe, blessed day. You know what? I'm going to end this video on a really good, highly vibrational note.
Why should I allow you to talk when you don't support me? You don't give me any money to pay my bills, so therefore you're worthless to me. You don't have anything nice to say, therefore you're worthless to me. All you want to do is say snide comments, snide remarks, therefore you're worthless to me. You guys don't support me financially. You don't support me in a positive way. You don't encourage me to do great things. You don't fucking support me. So why should I support you and give you motherfucking assholes the right to say whatever the fuck you want? You don't get that fucking privilege. I won't let you have that fucking privilege. You want an opinion on this channel? Then donate some money. Put up or shut up. You want the right to talk on this channel? You want privileges? Then start paying my bills, motherfucker. Until you start paying my fucking bills, then you don't have the right, you don't have the privilege or the authority to say whatever the fuck you want on my fucking channel. Because I won't give you the privilege. Because if you're not supporting me monetarily, then you're fucking worthless to me.
Take care and be blessed, all of you. And may you find great light, power, and goodness within yourselves and redeem yourselves and just get out of the toxic minority, period. Be with the majority and be good.
Get a 60-day supply of the platinum.
No? You know what? I'm gonna say somebody in Russia just died, and another just died with that second gunshot. Somebody really toxic. Maybe Putin died by his own sword. Anyway, we have cleared the air. Everything is good. All of you take care and have a blessed, safe day and night.